Hey everybody, it's Derek with Clash in the North here. Like this, bringing you a recap from the CWL final week of the regular season. We did redeem ourselves after our poor performance last week. Came away with a 2-star victory over Red Onslaught. This one, I believe both sides were perfect on dips. The difference, yeah, they must have been. And the difference for us was just 10v10 triples we'll take a look at. Yeah, we had a nice bounce back performance, I guess. Overall, we definitely have some areas to improve on. First up, we'll take a look at Ben coming in, getting the 6-pack. Led off the war with this, where this was our first 10v10 on this base, just absolutely crushing it. Such a great plan. This guy had a kind of a weird, like, CC wouldn't pull, and it gave access to an 80 and an Inferno Tower up here at the top. So it led to a fairly easy suicide Lalo, and then once again, even on top of that, wouldn't you kind of imagine pathing that first 80 to go down? So it was just really, really well done. In come those wall breakers, he opens everything up, all looking great at this point. King is walking far away. Queen taking out that kind of cannon makes sure he's going to continue on down. Doing a lot of tanking, so the queen's getting taken care of. And then once she gets over here onto the AD, that's really all he needed. Pops that queen ability, and then from there, goes ahead and she'll trash. Oh, in comes the Lalo at this point, and Ben's obviously fantastic at Laloing, so he everything down in time and wonderfully done with the cleanup minions already out. The hasted loons are just overpowering that first sweeper. In comes 2 skelly spells right onto the queen. She does kind of go away, but luckily she walks in the compartment, so the skelly. The rest of the Lalo, I mean, it's just overpowering base. And just crushing the rest of it. Had perfect timing to cut off the outside buildings from the Inferno Tower. Everything kind of clumps up on that last defense, and then from here, and tons of pups up doing cleanup. The minions were out early, so like cleanup is well underway by the time the Lalo is finished, and just a lot of skeletons still up. That was skelly spell. So great job, Ben. As always, one of the best 10s in the world, and continuing to show it this week for us. So next up, we have he got a 6-pack. This one we almost got on the first try, but GCH he forgot to put down the giants first, so his queen died before getting this wizard tower, and it made all the difference in the Lalo pathing. Either way, great adjustment here to just make sure that king goes down and gets air defense, which needed to happen. Queen has plenty of kind of health to get through this expo. All she really needs to do is go ahead, pop that ability, take out that storage, the camp, and then the wizard tower, and her job is wonderfully done. We can see a nice little plebby mistake. He doesn't get this pre-haste down, so these loons take an hour and a half to get to the 3 o'clock defenses. Either way, the haste do get down, the loons go ahead and collapse on it. Once again, the cleanup's out really early. It had like a time fail, so I'm sure that's not going to happen. Down come the skelly spells right onto the queen. Rage spell over the Inferno Tower. Everything's kind of grouping up as a heal and a haste. Goes ahead and haste out of the air defense into that last wizard tower, because that's kind of the last real threat to these loons en masse. And then heals over them. Everything's back up, and then just the last couple little defenses. Tons of cleanup going on. Has that last haste, which is just zooming everything along, and his pups took out an archer tower for him, which is super nice. So go ahead, clear out the rest of the defenses. Well, the cleanup's out this early. You can see it's already just so much of it was already done by the time the loons had finished. So easily getting a 3-star here, so great job again, Ben. Then we'll take a look at some 9s. First up, we have McDuck. One of the better 9s around here, doing a Zap Quake dragon attack. This kind of interesting attack, not something you see a lot. Obviously, McDuck has some of the lower heroes on the roster here. Yes, just over the 2020 mark, but he's very, very talented, which allows him to earn a spot to be on a roster on a regular basis. In comes the Hound. It's just going to soak up all the traps across the base. Every little thing it gets is obviously great news for dragons. Out comes that CC, a little bit of an annoying one, just because those skeletons pull those dragons away and totally just take out, get 2 SAMs from it. In comes another SAM, so 3 of the 4 SAMs have hit dragons at this point, which is not good, not ideal. And the dragons, they kind of split up and taken out, so the baby dragon was able to get a lot of damage onto them. In comes those hasted loons with the CC Lava Hound to go ahead and take out those air defenses. And then just as it's tanking, the loons will go ahead and get tons of value in here. Really, really nice. The queen has these dragons tanking for her. Allows her a bunch of these buildings. Heals the loon pack with the Lava Hound. And just closing it on the last couple of defenses. So the dragons having the Expo being tanked is really saving these dragons, being able to get a lot of value out of them. The loons go ahead and take out the Tesla. There's really just that Expo. But that dragon has plenty of health, goes ahead, gets it taken care of, and finishes off the base with cleanup from there. So great job to you, McDuck. I need to move this. This was, yeah, definitely not the best performance from our nines overall. We do have some to take a look at, but we're going to be fixing that. It was quite. Next up, we have Troll. Just doing a stoned Bolo. Very simple attack, which is great because it doesn't matter if it's simple, it doesn't matter. It matters that the result is a 3-star. So he goes ahead and sets up this really wide funnel. Just going to ensure that everything is going to go into this base. Did a good job kind of splitting up the defenses. Like what's targeting golems, so no one golem is having an obscene amount of damage because the 2 Teslas popped up the middle. Everything's kind of just splitting up that damage a little bit. In comes the wizard has done a great job funneling everything, so the bowlers are going right in. So same with the king and queen eventually. They'll come back around. And then in goes everything through the middle of this base, taking out bowler bouncing all over the place, getting it all taken care of. Down goes the heal spell through the core, bring everything back up. Pops that king ability just to continue to add some taking, and then just started to send some loons at some distracted defenses, and just get kind of free ones taken out. The queen takes down the air defense, goes ahead and hastes some loons into the far side 80, which is just a nice way to get that out of the way, and then taking out those outside Teslas. That's just really nice, allows the kill squad to get everything, get access to. Has the 5 loons left over, just a great plan. Result-oriented thinking here, definitely got it done, so great job, Troll. I think you got a 6-pack, so good props to you on that one. Next up, got a couple more we'll take a look at, and then call it a day. And I'll try and pull up. Next up we got Swaggy, obviously regular. Getting a 6-pack as well. And doing it with Stone Hobo. They released the playoff matchups too, so, well, what they will be, so I can go ahead and talk about that as well down here. In he comes with his 3 golems, everything kind of working well. Swaggy always brings tons of wizards, getting things funneled off really nicely. It's honestly the best way to go about doing things. And then down comes a jump, the heal, gets everything healed back up. As the bowlers get into the core, he goes ahead and rages them. That's just getting really good value, like smart placement on spells. Like typically you'll see that rage spell and the heal spell. And then he has another heal spell to just heal everything back up again. But just did a great job of picking apart what needed to be done. He has access to pretty much everything. The bowlers had kind of petered out by this point. Goes ahead and drops that poison as the queen is about to kill the hound. Goes ahead and sends in some hogs and some archer towers. This is just going to kind of funnel everything up to the top of the base. And that's just where he wants everything going anyways. Stays under the queen. Still has the golems tanking. Has plenty of hogs that he's just 6 hogs left over at that point. Goes ahead and sends in 3 on a distracted defense. And then takes it out. So it has a wizard and 3 hogs. Totally overkill on this base. Just did a great job. Obviously, Swaggy, one of the best 9 in the clan. Showing it again. Does everything very, very well. Picks apart a base and gets the 3 stars. Finally, we have. Of course, it's gonna take forever to load up. We'll apologize too. I know like these are coming out pretty late. I just had some real life trying to find a living situation that have been distracting me, but that should all taken care of. So I'm hoping to catch everything up this week. By the time this video comes out, everything kind of be caught up-ish. So last up we have Doodle coming up with his shattered hobo. That's a little silly spell, bringing to level 1. Not typically something you can see if you're in Skelly, so usually it's somebody's bringing it in the CC and getting this one. Down comes his 2 golems. It was a really smart play here to do 2. You can just see there's 4-point defense, and he had 2 and 2 tanked all over the place, and that's just good value. Everything's kind of funneling in towards the queen at this point. He did a nice job with that. Bowler bounces, getting lots of value across the wall. Drops that rage spell. Just kind of take everything out there. And then they're just continuing to bowler bounce their way, destroying base. All the pups are being handled by the queen. King's down, taking care of that stuff, trash, and just allowing the queen to kind of step up and take out defenses. And then queen goes in, takes out those couple wizard towers. That's kind of all she'll end up getting with her ability. Then in comes the hogs. Does have those 3 heal spells for him. Has quite a bit of fighting power. The skeleton spell did, or like the skellies come out. The queen takes care of most of them, and that's obviously really great value. So there comes the skelly spell. That's going to just do a nice job of taking out the king, distracting him, and kind of keeping him laid, unfortunately. He did switch off, then he goes back. Kind of hits the skeleton over the wall, which is fortunate because could have dealt some ping damage to him. In come some loons, take out some defenses. And the cleanup's down early. Plenty of hogs. Did a great job just kind of distracting that king, keeping it off the hogs, because he does do quite a bit. From there, finishing up the cleanup. Yeah, next week, playoffs. We will be facing Valkyries. I don't know, the Finnish clan that I can't pronounce their name anyways. They did beat us in week 2 on percent, so we will be looking to avenge that one. The winner of our war, Hasalak and us, will go ahead and face the winner of the Moochers Viper. Looks like, according to rising standings. So it looks like this season they will not. What is it? They will not be. Reseeding, just based on how the playoff bracket thing they put out does. So last season, what they had done is the lowest, or like the highest seeds, or like the 1 seed, in the conference would face the lowest seed that's available in that round. But this one looks like it'll be a set breakdown. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll get that one next week, and hopefully we'll have another victory to talk about. Till then, guys, stay frosty.